So now today our next topic is making special reference to essential maintenance and repair that can only be carried out in dry dock. Describe the hull examination that should be carried out for merchant ships. That today we will discuss the work which can only be done during the dry dock. So here is the list. Hull modification work. If we have some modification on the hull or the repair work on the hull, like there is some dent on the hull or some bilge keels are to be fitted or any kind of modification are made. Sometime we need to make install BWTS on the old ships, ballast water treatment system. So that needs the overboard arrangement and that is made in the hull. So any modification in the hull or repair on the hull that is to be carried out, that is can only be done in the dry dock. Then rudder carrier bearing renewal. So rudder carrier have bearings. These bearings can only be renewed during the dry dock. Of course, we cannot go at sea and do this. Underwater and steel renewal. Any repair underwater, sacrificial anode renewal, and coating repair. So underneath the hull, there is any coating or requirement. We need to paint it. So that's why we do in the dry dock. And the anodes, there are anodes which protect the hull from rust and corrosion. That their renewal can only be done in the dry dock. Speed lock and echo sounders. Speed lock and echo sounder probes are there in the water, so that can only be repaired while in the dry dock. CPP repair and survey. So our propeller, controllable pitch propeller, or the simple propeller. Also, we have repair and survey that is only carried out in the dry dock. Bow thruster and repair survey. Bow thruster repair and survey. Anchor windlass and wildcat. Anchor and windlass repairs and survey. Hatch covers, if they're bulk carrier, then the hatch cover are repaired in the dry dock. Tank top cargo hold steel repair or renewal. So any repair on the tank top cargo holds that is done. Tank piping and duet keel pipes. So any tank piping or duet keel piping, or the some vessels have duct keel. So in the duct keel, there is the one tunnel from engine room up till forward. Normally, this is in the bulk carriers between the hatches. There are the valves for the hydraulic valves for the ballast tanks, and that is called duct keel. So this duct keel inside repair can be carried out only in the dry dock. Tank coatings. This tank coating is regarding the tankers, ships, tank coatings. If the ship is stainless steel, then there is no coating, and this ship is epoxy painted, then those coatings are done during the dry dock, as well as the ballast tanks and freshwater tank coatings. Cargo gear and cargo pipes. So cargo gears and pipes are repaired. Lifeboat davits are repaired, and the wires are renewed. Cargo gear, like you have cranes, crane crane pipes are renewed. If this is hydraulic crane, then it's all the hydraulic hoses are renewed, and if it is electric crane, then there is motor is overhauled and the pumps are overhauled. Lifeboat davits, its motors are overhauled and the wires are changed, and if any repair is required. Inert gas scrubber tower and seal. So IG scrubber tower is dismantled for the tankers. There is scrubber tower, inside there is demister, gas is passing and then water is cooling. So this is dismantled and the whole machine is checked for any repair or the condition if need any improvement. Its seals are renewed. Auxiliary boiler surveys are carried out in the dry dock. So boiler surveys, there is a separate chapter, but for that we need to check the water side. Survey check the water side. Survey check the smoke side. Survey check the during the survey the condition of the mountings and the pressure test of the boiler and the safety valves pressure testing and safety valve overhauls. These are the major jobs which are covered in the auxiliary boiler survey. So auxiliary boiler, main air cooler ultrasonic cleaning. Main engine air cooler, its ultrasonic cleaning is carried out. This cooler is normally dismantled and went to shore for proper cleaning and brought back. And there is also arrangement for onboard. Normally we do an onboard, but for dry dock they remove it and bring to shore, proper make it clean and put back. Engine room piping which are difficult to remove and below floor plate. So some pipes are so big like seawater pipes, seawater suction pipes, or the main sea suction pipes. These are big pipes, so these pipes are repaired in the dry dock, only in the dry dock, because they at sea if you're doing it's very dangerous that it can cause flooding. Seawater valves. So normally the valves which are taking suction from the ship side, from outside the ship hull. So those valves are seawater valves, and the other overboard valves and all valves related to sea are given special consideration during the dry dock period. Steering gear is checked, its motors are overhauled, and sometimes these couplings and spiders for the steering gear motors must be requested. This is very important, and the motors are overhauled, and general condition of the steering gear, if this is ram type or the vane type, is examined, and the rudder, of course, rudder carrier and its bearings are examined. So all jobs this can only be done in the dry dock. Okay, next, shipboard preparation under being in form of dry dock dates. So this was the scope of the dry dock, which can only be done in the dry dock. Now our next topic is, if we are informed that yes, dry dock is planned, so you need to move on. So what are the jobs we need to do when we are informed of the dry docking date? So first is repair and maintenance list to be made and sent to office. So there is list has to be made by chief engineer and chief officer for repair and maintenance to be made and sent to office. Survey list will be carried out at dry dock to be sent to office. So class status file is examined, and what surveys are due, what inspections are due. This list is made and sent to the office. All spare part to be checked and new requisition made. So previously during the dry dock specs we made the requisition. Now again, if any remaining requisition we need to raise. So the spare part should come prior to dry dock, prior to going to dry dock. All special tools are checked and kept ready. Special tools for main engines, special tool for auxiliary engine, purifiers, or any other part which are required job. These special tools are located in the engine room and should be kept ready for use. All instruction manuals and drawings to be checked and kept ready. All the drawings which are there in the engine room, you have to check them where they are, bring them together, and keep them ready to be used during the repair. So all the manuals and drawings. Last dry dock report to be checked for any recommendation. So last dry dock need to be checked if there is any recommendation from the last dry dock. Valves and pipelines to be clearly marked for all repair or renewal. Ensure all lighting gear is in good contract. Ensure all lighting is in good condition. That means like that, I think. Valve pipelines to be clearly marked. So the section which is going to be repaired or the valves which are to be renewed, it has to be marked clearly that this section will be renewed and this valve will be repaired, so that the yard staff come and they should not be confused that this one open or this one or which one to open. You have to mark that clearly. maybe red paint make it or yellow paint, so that, and give reference 1 2 3 4 according to the list, so that they can locate, or any engineer can go and tell them that this needs to open, this need to open. No need to only one chief engineer, second engineer going around. If it is clearly marked, any engineer can follow up. But good practice is that second engineer must make sure that this is correctly dismantled. Shore electrical connection and cooling supply connection to be checked. Necessary tanks to be gas freed. So when we are going to dock, we give them our detail of the shore connection for electrical supply. So this has to be ready for taking the connection. We have to be ready for taking the connection from shore. And cooling water, and note down the reading of the meter. Whenever you take connection, take reading how much units are there, or there should be zero reading. Cooling water supply. So cooling water supply, as I mentioned, for air con and provisions should be taken from shore and fitted there. Any necessary tanks will be gas freed. Chief engineer to plan for FO and DO bunker requirement to allow at least one empty tank. So we should have at least one empty tank, because we need to clean one tank. Then we can shift bunker to that tank and clean another tank. So if there is a plan for tank cleaning, this is important, and any requirement can rise. So we go with a minimum or any required bunker only, so that any repairs are done. Repairs are not hampered due to the oil on board. So oil is kept minimum, or the some level that not minimum, but maybe let's say 25%, 30%, so that the ship requirement is fulfilled and vessel is also light, as well as tanks are empty for cleaning and repairing and inspection. Diesel oil tanks, this is to facilitate cleaning. Yeah, this is the same part of that point. Firefighting equipment to be kept ready always. Engine room has to be kept oil free and dry always. Make list of machinery and dry dock maintenance to be done by shipyard personnel during dry dock period. So we have to separate the jobs which are done by dry dock staff and which are done by ship staff. So both are separate, so that you don't need to worry. That time you can allocate the job for the ship crew as well as to the uh, dry dock crew, dry dock people. So the jobs has to be separated. Maintenance and dry dock. So any maintenance and dry dock that is listed. Maintenance afloat at dry dock repair, class survey items, fire detection. What is this? It's different. Seems like different topic. Fire detection alarms to kept ready. Easy escape to be clearly marked. Okay, easy escape to be clearly marked. Fire system to be kept ready. Class survey items to be located and examined. And uh, office to inform for any large or unusual repair. So if there is any large unusual repair, office has to be informed. So these are the things which we need to do when we are informed of the date of the dry docking. So these are the things we need to prepare just before docking. Just before docking, we need to prepare all these items.